Today, we're going to be talking about how to plan your dream Ramadan and actually stick to it, okay? Hey queens, and shout out to my kings too. Welcome back to the Be the Rain. Can you believe that Ramadan is right around the corner? I swear it happens to us every single year. This video is a part of my Ramadan Reset series where I'm preparing my mind, body, and home for a calmer Ramadan that has less pressure and feels more present. So if you are trying to be intentional this Ramadan, definitely tap in. If you have not seen my video from last year where I tapped into goal setting, planning, so like meal planning, fitness planning, things like that, more practical things, lifestyle adjustments and things like that, definitely check it out after you watch this video. I will go ahead and link it up in the cards. So let's go ahead and jump into this video. Ramadan always makes you reflect on how you want your days to actually feel during Ramadan and beyond. So today we are going to talk about how we can create our dream Ramadan and actually stick to those goals that we have. Let's talk a little bit about why Ramadan goals usually do not stick. So lots of times we have 1,000,001 goals. Like in my last video, I mentioned having 3 goals because you don't want to overload yourself and you want to make it more realistic and attainable for yourself. And then another reason is copying and pasting routines that don't fit your lifestyle. If you're watching a lot of different influencers, say for instance, you're a mom and they are not, they will have a completely different lifestyle than you do during Ramadan. So you need to curate your own specific schedule for yourself and your family and just the life that you have. So we have to remember that it is not a discipline problem. It is usually a design problem. So we're going to jump into the systems that it takes to create a amazing Ramadan. So the way that you're going to start off is you're going to think about the energy that you want to have this Ramadan. What's the vibes like, girl? Like, what are the vibes that you want? Do you want it to be calm and relaxed? Do you want it to be filled with community? Do you want it to feel, really productive? Like, what kind of vibe do you envision? Do you want to feel like just like really present in where you are? Do you want simplicity? Let's think about like, what is that one word that you have for your Ramadan? Go ahead and write that down. Get pen and paper. Also think about, what do you want less of this Ramadan? So for me personally, I want to get rid of the phone. Okay. My screen time is like through the roof. Granted, I did see the other day somebody had a 24-hour screen time, and I'm like, how is that possible? Do you just not turn off your phone? Anyways, I know a lot of us are struggling with that. So for me personally, that's what I want less of. I want more analog, right? So I don't know if y'all have been seeing that trend of analog activities during Ramadan. That can be reading the Quran, that can be, learning the 99 names of Allah. Like it can be something that's more tactical, hands-on, journaling the Quran, things like that versus, just scrolling. So let's just think about the vibe that you want. Like, what do you want for yourself this Ramadan? And at the end of it, like, how would you know that you got there? After we have the vision of what we want and how we want to feel, let's create our pillars. So some examples of pillars could be your spiritual connection. It could be your physical care. It could be your environment or energy protection. So to elaborate on that a little bit more, your physical care can include like skincare, hydration, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, things like that. Your environment will include things like your home, having it clean, not a lot of clutter, having a simplistic wardrobe so that it's easy for you to get dressed when you're going to Tarawih, things like that. And then your energy protection, knowing what it is that you're saying no to and being okay with saying no to things that do not fit into these pillars. So that's how you make it simple. If it does not fit the pillar, it doesn't happen. So that is how you can kind of like bring the pressure down of feeling like that you have to do 1,000,001 things. No, you don't. You have your 3 to 4 pillars and you're going to put everything under those pillars. If it doesn't fit, it doesn't get scheduled. Point blank period. Let's jump into step 3, which is habit stacking. So habit stacking is basically tagging on something that you want to do with something that you already do. So for example, one thing that I do is I tag on dhikr at the end of every prayer. Whether it's fajr, it's duhur, it doesn't matter. Every single prayer, I am saying my dua at the end. I'm saying my dhikr at the end. Non-negotiable, right? So saying ayatul kursi, I'm saying all of the different duas that I want to make sure that I'm getting in throughout the day. And that just makes it so much easier because I got to do my prayers regardless. So I'm adding something in at the end of that to, just make it a lot easier for me to actually even remember to do it, because my brain, y'all, I forget stuff so easily. So this just makes it so much easier. Another example would be to play the Quran while you're driving, or to listen to an Islamic lecture while you're cooking iftar, right? Or when you wake up for suhoor, to make sure that like when you're done, you're going to read one page of the Quran. You're tagging something on to the end of something that you already do. And that makes it so much easier to just add in things. Like, I just love that so much. One thing to remember is to design your habits for consistency. So you need to make it easy, right? You need to make it easy. So some examples could be to have your Quran at your bedside if your goal is to read a few pages before you go to bed. It's literally right there. Like, it's right there for you. You don't got to go look for it. You don't have to go do anything. It's right there for you. So that makes it simple, easy, and it allows you to also remember it, which is kind of like a trigger to get that goal done. So step 4 is to design your life for consistency. If you're familiar with James Clear, he's the author of Atomic Habits, and he says a lot of different things that I think are super, super helpful. So I'm going to talk about them here just a bit. So some examples of designing your life for consistency would include simplifying your wardrobe. So having a rack of clothes that you just go to, you go ahead and you put all of your abayas or whatever outfits that you want to wear during Ramadan, you put that on that rack. Yeah, if it ain't on a rack, you're not looking for it. Okay. It makes it so simple, so easy. Let me pick it up and go. Like, I don't want to have to worry about what I'm wearing all the time. Like, I need to focus on other things that are in my pillars, and that ain't one of my pillars. That is one thing that you could simplify. Another thing is streamlining your beauty routine. So instead of having a 10-step skincare routine, dial it down a bit during Ramadan so that you don't have to do a million and one things, unless that is a part of your pillar and that is like a goal of yours to like really get into some skincare or just like, self-care, so that you're taking care of yourself in a better way, because that is a part of Islam as well. So it just depends really what are your goals and your vision, but it is best to try to simplify things as much as possible in your beauty routines. Another thing is creating calm nighttime spaces. So whether it is, a little nook that you have in one of your rooms of your home, or it's like at your bed in your nightstand, having your tea ready, having your Quran nearby. Have y'all seen like those adhan screens? Like, I'm really not explaining. I'll put a picture right here of it. I think that is like super awesome. Like, just create your space and curate it well so that, things are easy and they're easily accessible for you. So another thing is to also have your dhikr beads in your prayer mat already rolled up. So once it's like unrolled, you already see those beads there. And then it makes it a lot easier for you to remember, okay, at the end of my salat, I need to go ahead and, say all the things that I gotta say. That's also another trigger for you to just remember, okay, let me go ahead and do that. So my last example is like having Alexa, Google, or whatever, AI that you might use, Siri, to go ahead and turn on a lecture, the Quran, whatever it is. Say for instance, there's a surah that you're trying to learn. Have the AI play it at a specific time during the day, every single day. So literally you don't have anything to do except for setting it up. And then now for the next 30 days and beyond, you're going to have that signal like already there. All right, now I'm learning, or now I'm listening to this. So just make it really simple and easy for yourself. And step 5 would be to give yourself grace. So we have to understand we are not robots. We are not machines, right? Allah made us this way. So just give yourself grace and know that sometimes you're going to fall off. And that's okay, because we have, you know, another chance to just get back on and try again. So be sure to give yourself that that space to be able to do that so that you don't get discouraged. Remember that consistency does not equal intensity. Consistency is you actually picking it back up and continuing on with what it was that you said that you were going to do. And I also think that's really important, because like saying that you're going to do something and sticking to it really just builds trust within yourself. But if you don't stick to it and then you pick it back up, that is still slowly building those bricks of trust within yourself as well. So yeah, I think that's super, super important. Know that returning. Hi, baby. Y'all saw I was whispering because she was sleeping. Hey, baby girl. I know it's really bright over here, right? Yeah? You done?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so personally, I am really excited for Ramadan this year. Make sure that you're making up all of your fasts. I have really slacked, y'all, and the days are so short, so I'm so mad at myself, but we still have time. There's still a few weeks before Ramadan starts, so like, you know, let's prepare ourselves. Be sure to watch my previous video on how to actually like do the prepping side of, you know, getting ready for Ramadan. And, you know, today was more about like the actual habits. Be sure to stay tuned for the next videos in this series, the Ramadan Reset Prep Edition. I'm so excited to be back and I miss y'all. So inshallah, we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going. So just as a little preview, of course, we'll be talking all things beauty, skincare, modest fashion. I'll be prepping my home, all things like that. So if you are interested or looking forward to that, I am too. So be sure to subscribe down below. I am like 40 subscribers away from 10K. It's been a long journey, y'all. I've been on YouTube for 8 years now, y'all. And we're like right there. So be sure to subscribe down below if you aren't already. I love you all so, so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.